This could be a heist for the Cavaliers, as writers are urging the Cavaliers to sign one of the most efficient three-point shooters that we have ever seen to try to fix the Cavaliers' playoff three-point shooting. After being the second best team in three-point shooting in the regular season, the Cavs were only the fifth best team at three-point shooting in the playoffs, and the Cavaliers are being urged by multiple writers to sign one of the most efficient three-point shooters in the NBA, to take him off the market and steal him from other teams, but also on a vet minimum deal for a guy that's going to be your 14th, 13th spot on the bench. This could be a steal for the Cavaliers. I'm Matt Plange, your host today here at Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone's having a good start to their week here on this Tuesday morning. So before we get into this player and why this could be a steal for the Cavaliers, go ahead and like this video real quick and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, and you can stay updated with everything that's happening with the Cavaliers, including just projections or even things like proposals, rumors, actual trades, actual signings, and of course post-game thoughts, pre-game thoughts, so many things here, all things Cavs here at Cavs Digest. As I said, I'm Matt Plange, and I'm ready to dive into what I saw covering Mr. Seth Curry. The Cavaliers being urged to target elite three-point shooter in free agency. Elite is true. This was one of the most efficient three-point shooters we've ever seen, just based on percentage, not volume, but just percentage, three-point percentage. One of the highest percentage three-point shooters that we have ever seen in the game of basketball. Seth Curry has been unbelievable from the three-point range. And why are the Cavaliers being urged to sign this player is what we're going to look into today. Not just why should they, maybe they shouldn't sign him, and I'll break that down too. But maybe if they do sign him, it could be a steal. Again, I'm going to break down HEIST before you guys go in the comments and comment what I know that you guys probably are thinking of. The reason that this would be a heist if they do sign him is because it's not just signing a player that you think is going to be a starter for a vet minimum. This is a guy that you can have. Arguably, you can have what I think is the most efficient three-point shooter in the league for $3 million, and no one else can have him. And then, especially in your competition against the East, you now a team that struggles to shoot in the playoffs, a team that always goes soft in the playoffs. You can have a guy, if things aren't going well for the three-point line, you can have this guy in to help with the five-out offense. So it would definitely be a heist if the Cavaliers do sign him, because I know that people are going to say, this isn't a heist, but you take the best three-point shooter off the market and you have him to yourself for $3 million. That's why I would consider this a heist if they do sign him. But we're going to dive into this article that I saw and why the Cavaliers could make this move to be in a 14th, 15th spot on the bench. So this is from Clutch Points. Enzo Floyo. I don't know how to exactly pronounce it. I apologize. Flojo, I don't know. But Clutch Points Enzo. Curry led the league last season with a staggering 45.6% three-point shooting, which, by the way, is not just elite. That is the top of the top. That is, what we would consider to be the best in the league. Three-point shooting clip while playing for the Charlotte Hornets. Even more remarkable, Curry made 53.8% of his threes off passes from LaMelo Ball. That showcased a deadly synergy when paired with a skilled playmaker that could be an ideal fit given Cleveland just acquired Lonzo Ball, who, like his brother, is a solid distributor. So yeah, again, pairing this at the end of the bench with guys who can pass, such as Lonzo Ball, you have a lineup of, let's say you're up by 12, or let's say, you're up by 20 or something, you just want to kind of extend the lead, see what can happen. You can have a guy like Lonzo and Curry in the game at the same time. The reason there are some questions for me outside, this article is by Adam Taylor, by the way, if you see in the bottom right of the picture. The reason I have some questions is because of the clear comparisons to Sam Merrill's minutes. So the biggest thing about this is that you have to compare one elite three-point shooter to the next. Now, yes, Seth Curry is definitely a more efficient three-point shooter than Sam Merrill. But one thing that we have learned this offseason and over the past is that the Cavaliers organization loves Sam Merrill more than we love Sam Merrill. Maybe not fully, but they trust Merrill to play defense. They trust Merrill to even start games in the playoffs, apparently. They trust Merrill to get a high amount of quality playing time, and they trust him more than they would ever trust Seth Curry. So that is the weird thing about Seth Curry. If we were to sign Seth, it would just be a lack of, overall playing time compared to the other elite three-point shooter on the Cavaliers. So let's dive into Curry's stats. So he averaged less minutes, less points, but a higher percentage than Sam Merrill. So that's basically what you're going to get. You're going to get, less playing time, especially for a guy that's a veteran. This guy's 34 years old, but Seth Curry is a vet as well, so he brings vet mentality, vet leadership. Of course, he played with LaMelo. Now he can play with Lonzo. I think that off the catch specifically, if you see 84% of his threes are all assisted, 53% of his shots are all threes. So when you shoot that many, when that many of your shots are 3-pointers and you shoot at that high of a percentage, it's very, very good. I mean, I overall love Seth Curry. I think that this is a good player if the Cavs could get him. This is from the 2021 playoffs. This guy was hooping. He was legitimately playing like an all-star at this time. This was a guy that was able to create his own shot. And that's the thing that's different from him and Merrill is Seth Curry, for me, is a better shot creator than Sam Merrill is. Again, though, I'm not saying that this guy's going to take any minutes from Merrill because the Cavs like Merrill more than we like Merrill from what we know. They trust him to do a lot more than they would ever trust Seth Curry to do. But my full belief is that Seth Curry is a better shot creator than Merrill is. But, of course, Merrill might be a better defender, might be more trusted as a leader, might be more trusted as a defender. But we're going to get off the Merrill comparisons for a second and just kind of break down the positives of signing Seth Curry because we kind of talked about negative, looking at the minutes compared to the other lead three-point shooter on the Cavs, and just compared to maybe his backstory, maybe a little history that he has as just a player overall. Never been an all-star, of course, never really been a high quality. Like, he actually has had moments being a high-quality guy, especially in Philadelphia in 2021 in the playoff run that I just showed you. He was legitimately playing like an all-star at that moment. But, again, these are the three positives that you're going to get. So I showed his stats. You're going to get basically the most efficient three-point shooter in the league. You're going to get him for cheap, and you're going to get a veteran. Those are the three biggest positives for $3 million that you can't really complain about. Of course, the negatives, the Cavs already have an elite three-point shooter in Sam Merrill. Yes, Curry's a better three-point shooter, but the Cavs trust Merrill more. And are definitely going to trust Merrill more. They love Sam Merrill. They signed him for, $9.5 million a year for 4 years. And then you also have to look at the fact that the Cavaliers already have so many guards. And I talked about Oladipo as well. The Cavs were interested in Oladipo. It seems as if there hasn't been any rumors about Seth Curry to the Cavs at all, but just the fact that people are pushing the narrative that they should aim for Seth Curry. I think that there is a little bit of questioning surrounding the guard position, how many guards there are. So it brings me to Mr. Swaggy P, who's questioning why the Cavs would focus more on a guard compared to a backup center still. The Cavs are loaded with guards, and I personally am questioning if getting a guy like Seth Curry is worth it, but I think that if the Cavs can get a guy of Curry's value, and if they do pull the trigger, just like how Curry pulls the trigger to hit those threes, I think that it could be a heist because you get the best three-point shooter away from any competition in the Eastern Conference. Yes, if he stayed on the Hornets, it wouldn't matter because the Hornets not competing with the Cavs, let's be honest here. But if you are able to take him from teams that do need a shooter, especially a team like Golden State, I know we're not worried about Golden State really unless they manage to meet us in the finals, which we're not sure if either of those teams would make the finals, of course. But you would have to compare them, especially a team like Boston, who needs players right now. Their lineup is struggling. They could use Seth Curry a lot to help out. The Pacers could use Seth Curry a lot with where they are at their guard position, sadly, due to injuries, of course, which sucks. But I really do think that Seth Curry could be a steal so the Cavs can take him off the market and now have, when we look at it, the Cavs in the playoffs were the fifth best three-point shooting team. They struggled to make shots in the playoffs, including Donovan Mitchell, who, yes, he slashed at a high level, but he couldn't hit those threes. So the Cavs could manage to get somebody that could fix their three-point shooting in the playoffs. And the fact that they go soft in the playoffs, just having a guy like this, 14th spot on the bench, like, dang, we can't hit a shot right now. Seth, go out there. We'll play some defense, and then Seth Curry can space out the floor completely, and you can run a more 5-out lineup with Evan Mobley, who could stretch the floor as well. Larry Nance, maybe. I feel like a 5-out could help the Cavs a lot, allowing Donovan Mitchell to slash and then just pass out to a shooter. And if Seth Curry's out there, it could be massive for the Cavs. So let me know what you guys think. If the Cavaliers should go and sign Seth Curry, if these articles urging the Cavaliers are completely not completely false, but completely out of order, and the Cavs shouldn't even consider a guy like Seth Curry or Victor Oladipo, who I mentioned. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for doing me here at Cavs Digest. I've loved your support. I love seeing the advice. I love trying to just improve my videos for you guys, for your entertainment, but I also want to give out any stories, any projections, or any rumors, or literally anything related to the Cavs. I try pushing out for you guys just to keep you guys updated with the Cavaliers. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. share this video with your friends. And thank you guys for joining me here. I'm Matt Belanger here at Cavs Digest.